Hello, my darlings, Ink Medicine listeners. This is Micah Riot with you on a Sunday afternoon. It's the first Sunday I've had free of other obligations in a long time. It's chill. It's nice. It's sunny outside here. The dog is napping in the chair. We had a nice little walk. My partner is away for the whole month. She went to Asheville and then Prague to do acrobatics training. And I'm happy for her to have taken this time for herself and her passion. So I'll have the whole month to record and edit and, do my thing without any beautiful distractions. I just recorded an amazing episode with Jamal, who is on Instagram as Let Me Educate You. Lemme, educate you. You should go and follow him because he's just a really smart person. He's like one of the smartest people I've ever met. We had a really good conversation. I'm about to edit it and I'll put it up later this week. I've been lagging behind a little bit with the episodes. And on some level, I'm like, well, my audience is really small and you guys are patient with me. And I'm sure that you'll keep listening, those of you who are interested, even if I miss a week. I don't want to miss a week, but sometimes life does get in the way. As many of you know, I'm helping care for a close friend who's got breast cancer. And so I've been going up a couple hours away. She lives a couple hours away from here, staying with her every few weeks while hanging out with her during chemo and staying afterwards for a night or two. And that has cut a little bit into my podcast making time. And that is a loss I absolutely do not regret. It's my honor. It's really my honor to be there for this close friend of mine, to be able to be close enough to come and be with her during chemo. You know how tragedy, difficulty really brings people closer? It's very true. It's brought me closer to her. It's also brought my partner and me closer because my partner has had to step up and stay home with my dog, be elsewhere. And it's brought me closer with my community because a couple of weeks ago, I asked folks to donate money to my friend. She's a carpenter, construction worker, and she can't work while she's going through treatment. She doesn't have any family wealth. She doesn't have very much in the way of savings. So she's struggling right now to make ends meet. And I asked my community, my followers on Instagram to drop a few bucks for her in honor of my birthday. It was my birthday. I was like, hey, if you'd buy me a drink, give me some money for my friend. And we ended up raising over $2,000. And it was honestly the best thing I could have done. That was an opportunity. It was an opportunity that I'm so glad I used well, that I had the idea. So thank you. Thank you, my community. I appreciate it. I feel closer to all of you. I feel held. I feel cared for. And thank you for keeping on listening to the podcast, even as I miss weeks here and there, even as I miss days here and there, even as I get erratic with my posting. I'm trying to keep it going here. So this week, today I recorded, with a good person I greatly admire. I was a little bit nervous, but of course it was great. Got into the flow right away. Had a beautiful conversation. Later this week, I have another conversation to be had on Thursday with somebody else that I admire, somebody else who's a brilliant, brilliant person. Up until now, I've been recording with people I know pretty well, people that I've tattooed for many hours, and people I usually talk to in person. So there's more body language, there's more, in-person energy, in-person spark. And I'm also starting to talk to people that I have not met in person, people that I maybe just have a lot of admiration for, people that I know in the online space and have some rapport with. And that's harder. It's harder because we don't know each other and I have them a bit on the pedestal. So, of course, talking to them from my position, it feels a little bit more awkward and nerve-wracking. But I will not miss an opportunity to bring somebody into this space that I think is just brilliant. I will always take that opportunity. I will always get over my fears and get over my nervousness and my self-consciousness. And I will bring that conversation into the space and to you, because that's what I'm doing here. I'm collecting stories and I'm collecting portraits and snapshots of people that I think are amazing, fascinating. The point is that we keep this going. We keep building community. We keep telling stories. We keep allowing for space for relationships to be built and for joy to be shared. And that's why we're doing this. That's why I'm doing this. That's why you're listening, I think. Side note, I took a storytelling class over the last few months. It kind of stretched out. I listened to Body Storytelling Podcast. Do you know Body? It's spelled BAWDY, like naughty, body. It's run by Dixie De La Tour, who's a wonderful storytelling coach, by the way. And it's her project of the last decade. Body was a San Francisco event where people stood on stage and told stories of sex, kink, gender, and body image. And people would go and be there in the live audience listening to these stories. I've never been to one of those, but I would listen to the podcast all the time. She announced that she was teaching a storytelling class over the course of a few weeks, and I signed up. I signed up because of this podcast. I wanted to up my skills in storytelling to make myself more palatable for all of you. I think that it accomplished what I set out to do with it. I got the skills. Okay, the skills come with practice, but I got the skeleton to fill out with the meat and the muscles. Excuse my strange imagery that comes up in my brain. That's the kind of brain I have. This storytelling class, it was awesome, actually. I loved it. It was overall very useful. I learned a lot. Dixie has a methodology that she teaches in these classes, which is what I was really there for. The theme of the class was stories, the same kind of theme as Body, like stories of sex, love, kink, gender, and bodies. And that part was cool. Of course, that's something I'm interested in. That's a topic that a lot of us are interested in. But really, I was there for the methodology. The class is over now. I got a lot out of it, and I just want to tell you guys that I'm educating myself, continuing to educate myself in things that will be helpful for this podcast to thrive. Speaking of thriving, I'm trying to get the word out. I still have quite a small listenership, and that is awesome. I mean, every one of you, I'm so thankful to you. But I would love for this podcast to reach more folks. So if you would tell somebody about it, I would really love it. I would appreciate it. If you would rate and review it on whatever platform you're listening, if you write me a review, I would be so grateful. And in fact, every single person that writes me a review until a certain period of time, I don't know when, but I'm going to set it down. I'm going to set a boundary there, a date. Every single person that writes me a review will be entered in a drawing, in a lottery style drawing, where you'll win either tattoo time if you're local, and if you're not local, something I made. And I make pottery, I make jewelry, I sew. So I will put together a really nice little package for you if you're not wanting tattoo time. Please review me, and if you do that, write your name, put your name in there, or maybe drop me a note through my Instagram or through my website and tell me you reviewed me so that I can enter you in my drawing in the lottery. Thank you so much. I so appreciate you. Please listen to my next episode. I'll have a really awesome interview for you with somebody really amazing. I wish you a very good April, and I wish you spring in your step, spring in the air, and spring in your step. I'm out. Until soon.